My name is Sainey Sissohore Mboge. I'm from a single parent family. I'm a twin and also was a national team player and played also in Abuko United. From there, I played one of the historic moments when it comes to Gambian football, in women's football in general. That's the Azerbaijan World Cup 2012, which myself I served as the spokesperson of the team and the vice captain. And also one of the two lucky goals we had against France, which I was lucky to score the second goal, and which I really celebrated because it's a World Cup goal. So it's something that is a big passion and a big achievement for me, because when going to the World Cup, I feel like I must score a goal, and that's something that I accomplished. So from there, I pursue being a player in the national team and also at the club level. And from there also, I have been seen by Gambia Football Federation that I can take up the position as the women's football coordinator, though I was very young. And I'm still right now good when it comes to football because I'm a left footer as well. But I said to myself, in everything in life, you must sacrifice for certain things to work. So, which I sacrificed my career for the young ones coming up and those who are still there playing. Still now, like I said, I'm young, I can play football, but I said, let me sacrifice my football career to be the women's football coordinator, which I accepted the appointment. I applied for it and I was convinced. It was a tough challenge for me. Some are saying you are still good on the pitch, you have to play. Some are saying no, you are still with the administration. Gradually you can have the experience to expand yourself. And then because we have seen the potential and we are not seeing now, we are foreseeing in the future. I sat with my mom, discussed, and my twin sister, with brothers, and then they convinced me, yeah, some said you can play, some said at times in women's football, the career is too short. Because if it's too short, then there's life of a football. So that's the opportunity on you, that you have. So grab it. So I said to myself, then I have to convince myself. Then I went for it. I said, I have to quit football and then go for the administration side. And then I've seen the love now, because still now I'm part of the game, 100%. So that's where I started. And then in 2015, 2nd August, I was appointed by the Gambia Football Federation. And then from there, there was someone who is there who started the paste. And then I completed because she was there for 1 year. I came in because I can fully remember when I was going for the appointment, a question was asked, which I will never forget. They asked me, with all your qualifications, with all what you can say, giving you the job, what can back you to make sure this job is given to you? I said to the chairman, my experience, because I played the game, I know the game, and I know what women are facing, because I am part of exactly what we are facing, because it's difficult. Certain times when it comes to these regions, these cultural barriers we are having, because myself, I went through it, and it was a challenge. So I fought because, I have to be very strong-headed so that I can pursue, because it's my passion. And I love it because I want to see myself in a place. Still now, I'm in the journey. So far, these are one of the things that I always motivate the young ones, that they can look upon me. They can look on not only me, but some of my also mates who are in women's football. Because right now I have the exposure because of football. I am known because of football. And I am loved by people who love me because of football. So you can see the advantage I have. But I always wait. If you can see the report we wrote 2014, 2020, when it comes to my code, that education will lead you where you can. My husband the same, because education make him who he is. So these are the things that is very important for women's football development. These are the strong pillars that can lead you to your success and your future endeavors. So in short, it's where I started, having women's football development as the women's football coordinator. And then so far when I came, what I first did is the structures, because the structures is very important. Even you are building a house, it has to be very firm. That's where you can have a strong foundation to build your house. So that's where I look at it as the women's football coordinator, that I need to have the structures and people in place, the ability, the love, the passion. Because passion can lead you in anything. That's the only thing you will think of, that I want it. So that's what led me to have projects like, we call it the CAMP project, you have the coaches, you have the referees, you have the medics, and you have the administrators. So that one is part of the GFF developmental aspect. But when it comes to women's football, it's a different one. Because women's football needs the awareness, the involvement of parents, the involvement, which is a very key thing. Because in women's football, if you're like in a SWOT analysis we did in women's football, one of the trends we have, the trends is poverty side. Because if you are poor and your mom is selling something, as a woman, you cannot leave your mom selling something and then go and play football. That can never be possible. And then you cannot leave your mom leaving your younger ones going to play football. So what we did is we had a strategy. That strategy will lead how we can introduce people, how we can introduce parents to convince them so that they can love the game. They themselves as parents. So this is why we also did a campaign of the FIFA Live Your Goals, not only in the Greater Banjul area, but we do it the length and breadth of the country. Because we want to break the cultural barriers, we want to break the religious belief that women should not wear shorts, women should not be, among the midst of men. It's a man's game. Some might say you'll be deformed, you don't have a husband. Some might say nobody will love you. But I take myself as an example. I have a very cute husband. Myself, I dress like a woman. You can see me dressed in the African dress. And if I'm in the field, you would think like, I'm a man, I can play football. So all those things, we use it as examples that can change the mind of parents, because at times we do it in the form of match passing, we do it in the form of having this drum so they can enjoy themselves, inviting women leaders who are in the political aspect as well, so that we can have the influence, because it's important to have the influential leaders. So these are things that we're using, not only the women, but also we use the men. So men are very active when it comes to women's football and they are really supportive. So these are things we normally use, and also build the capacity of people who are teaching the young ones, because they need to have the knowledge, they need to have the capacity, they need to have the commitment, because it's very important. If you don't have the commitment, if you don't have the ability, it will be difficult how to convince, because the patient also, because you are dealing with women, which we really need. So far, alhamdulillah, we have done the FIFA Live Your Goal, which we introduced in Gambia in KMC 350. The first time. The second time we introduced 240. Again in KM, we also went across Nyomi, that's MBR. We introduced 240 girls. We selected from all the districts that like 50 or 60 participants should come. And also we crossed to LRR, which we introduced. That one is the nationwide, which coincided with the commencement of the opening of the first artificial turf at the region. There's LRR, so which we introduced 1,000 girls across Gambia. It was a very huge success. That was one of the most successful campaigns we have done when it comes to grassroots football. And that one still now, the Gambia, I'm sure they are talking about it, because it was a great success. And that's where also we introduced the national A team, so that the young ones can see, I have a role model. And it was a very huge success. Then we crossed again, we went to CRR, that we joined with URR to make the last, because it's a 4-year legacy program. And that one also was witnessed by a Gambian German project, who was coordinating the Monica staff. So she was very amazed, because she was saying, wow, this is something I really love. And then, that's what inspired her and Dr. Caro. So they came, so that's the time she also pursued to have the 2 years project with the Gambia Football Federation, in collaboration with the NOC and the Ministry of Youth and Sports. I have only one brother from the same mom and dad called Sainey Sissohore. They call him 9B. He was very good. He was very fast. So I can never forget that day. They were playing with Makasa, the 3rd division. We call it Nametan team. So they were playing in Abuko. So he scored hat-trick. So that game was one of the toughest games that he played inside Abuko. So the last goal he scored, he was attacked by fans, Makasa's fans. So we have to protect him. You can see how they were protecting my brother, like a hero, like a president, because they don't want any harm. I just look at him, because I was having his slippers as a young girl among the midst of men in the whole field. I was the only girl. So because I love the game, I always like to follow him. wherever he goes when it comes to the field, because I'm a very active woman. So that's where I saw the love, the way they're cheering up my brother. I said to myself, my brother, I can play football. He said to me, you're joking. I said, yes, because we normally wear this kaba dagit. Because you know the background I'm coming from as a Sarahule. We don't wear trouser. You wear this kaba dagit, or you wear short inside, you will fold it, and then you can play football, or you do any activity you want. So I always follow him in the field. So that day, I'll have the love for football. Because I said, me also, I want to play football. People cheer me up. That's how I have the love. So every time I will follow him in the field. So if they're playing, I'll be there with the boys. There was no woman. Then later on, I was like 14, 15. Then I was discovered by one team called Abuko United, the hometown of female team. So someone told them that there's a girl in Abuko Sanchaba. She can play football. I think it would be good if you invite her to join your team. So what we do, I organize girls in our area. We play with boys. So we have 3 good players with my twin sister called Asanatu. So we play in there. So if I'm playing, I was the bravest among them because they will be always scared. If they see us playing, they will say, Acha, don't play football. Because like I said, people don't believe that women have to play football. So we'll be beaten at times, we know what's our goals. So my mom later will start saying, if you want to play football or go for any activity, you have to wash your bowls. So I have to wash it. If they finish cooking, I have to wash my bowls by 2:30 or 3. By 4, I have to be at the pitch just to play football. So from there, Abuko United invited me for a test match. So in our local language, we call it chilling. So maybe you were like, whatever, you contribute $5. You understand? But that doesn't matter. It's just the love and the enjoyment. That's the passion. So we'll go and play. So last time the coach called me and then said, okay, I would like to have a test match with you people. But by then he was having big girls playing. And those people can play football. They are my seniors. So, but you know, in everywhere you go, you have different talent. So from there, then we had a test match and I scored a goal. I was very small. Very small. So they called me Chad. And they even teased me, mosquito. Because you know, mosquito is a small thing. So my mom stopped that and said, look, don't call my child mosquito because I was too small. But I can play football. I can dribble. And I'm a left footer, which is very rare to have. Very, very rare to have. So this is what made me to join Abuko United. And, you know, if you are young at that age, you need to be on the bench. But for me, I have the opportunity to play in the first 11 because I'm talented and I'm a left footer. It's hard to have in a team. So I played my first game in division and the second division at the KG5. They call it KG5, now Banjul Mini Stadium. By then it was this red sand. We played against Joshua United. It was one of the strongest team. I played against that game. I was having a face-to-face. I lost the game. I lost the goal because why? Because I don't have the foot power to score the ball. So which they will understand. So there gradually I built up the confidence playing the divisional and then playing Azerbaijan. I was asked this question. Why the team gave you the captain as the vice captain against France? Because I was the captain. The first captain was having an injury. So she couldn't make it to join the team. So I was the one who captained the team. So they asked me as the youngest player in the World Cup, why are you a captain? Because you have senior players. What I told them is, leadership is not about age. It's about how you can influence and how you can take up the bold decisions that none can be bold enough to take up those challenges. Because it has to come with that. Because I can always recall my brother Habib telling me, if you are a leader, you have to be a thick skin. Not all of the people will like you in the team. But some who like you will know the ability you have. It's about the commitment and the passion you have. So I even said to myself, it's very rare to see a young person leading a team. But it's not about the age, it's about what you can give and how you can lead. So I asked my coach, the late coach Lamisa, why am I choosing to be the captain, one of the captains? He said to me, because we have seen some abilities, some characters in you, that one day you can lead women's football. I can never forget that day. And now here I am leading women's football. How I constituted the academy is also something that I want to fight for women to take up the responsibility as leaders. Because in the first and second division, most of the teams, I can say all of the teams, are owned by men. So, which is quite a disadvantage for women to take up the responsibilities, to take up the leadership role. We want to involve more women. Because if you involve more women, they will feel like, why am I fighting with women here? I have where I belong. That's men's football. Let me go there and then leave them with their own thing. Maybe I can be at the back of support to support them. So it's very important. But as long as we don't have much female into the game, they will always take up the highest number. So how I became to constitute the academy in Abuko, that's my hometown. That's where I belong. I never played any team in divisional except Abuko because I love the community. That's where I belong to. I started my everything in that place. So I said to myself, because my mom is someone who really supported me through my journey. And still now, she's supporting. So I sat with her, I said, look, I want to organize a festival because the way I constitute team is a strategy. It's not like coming and say, I want to organize something. I organize a festival. I bought snacks, I bought juice with the German football expert Monica staff. So we went there. We have 70 girls. We couldn't even do our program correctly because we have lots of people. Now we are seeing the projects that I was doing, how women and how girls are getting involved in women's football. So we did a festival. We selected the most talented people. So we write their names. What we did, because Abuko is big, you have 5 subwards. So some coaches who came, I gave each two balls so that they can start something because you're going to play football without a ball. I gave them something. We also teach them with the life skills. That football goes with education. If you see me today having the position, if I cannot read, if I cannot write, they cannot give me the position. That's the reason. And we also explain to them it's life after football. So which they try to build. So from there, we selected those ones. So I tried to engage the KM third division, calling them, when are you playing the third division? When are you playing? Till they started having the third division. So that's where I registered the team because it need to have a structure. So those are the basic things. Register it at having the team number, having the constitution, because you need to have something that can govern you. And then also establish women. They're saying you are biased. I said, no, I'm not biased. I gave all the bigger position to women. The president, the vice president, the secretary general. And then I give as a coordinator and organizer a man. They said, why? Why we don't have to, why can't you give us the president? I said, no, because you can say all of those positions in women's and first and second division, they are all men. So I want to have, purposely my aim for that is to empower women, taking up the responsibility, the leadership to be governing a women's football team. And I think it's one of the first to have the president as a woman, second, third, secretary general, all the key positions, women. I think I am the one who is responsible for women's football development. So I should take up the responsibility to set the pace so that anyone can follow. Maybe some might also see, they involve women, yes. Some of the teams are really improving when it comes to having coaches, because we only have 2 female coaches as head coaches in women's football. So you can see there's a very big gap that we have to close. Now I have a third division team. They are under 15 and under 17, and which is growing great every day. The number is adding every day. At times I'll be even stuck with giving them a jersey because they are getting too much now, and I cannot, try to provide everything for them, which me also try to have financial also support and so on, which is a key factor also, because football also will go with finance and support materials. I see Abuko is big. They need more female teams. So this one, which myself I constituted, and we don't have sponsorship. The sponsor we had is the third division, because the Gambia Football Federation, to the FIFA COVID funds, they give first, second division and third division. So those are small funds that they give us that we are using to finance, but that cannot sustain us because for the team it's a long-term project. So still we need sponsors, of course, yes. We need to buy more shoes for the girls, jerseys, water bottles, cones, balls. Those are things that we need for at the grassroots basic, and certain things then how we can run the administration side as well. So those girls, they all live. What the advantage is, they all live in Abuko because there's no need for you to go outside. Right now, we don't do any registration form like paying, but later on I will do it. Why? Because everything you do free, people might not take it seriously. But if you pay your own money, you will know you have to go for training. That's a strategy I use. Even your parent will say, look, I paid money, like I paid 500, I paid 300 for you to go to the academy. So you have to go. Because he or she paid the money for you to be involved in the academy. And the children, they love it. They always come to my house. They have to pick me to go. And I'm teaching them also, because we always train Friday and Saturdays. Sundays, I have to leave them, because they're girls. They have to go and do some housework. They have to do it, because it's important. Maybe they might go for studies on Sundays. They have to go with the education. So Saturdays we go, we have 2 hours training, and Fridays. So every Friday I have to leave here, travel up to Abuko. So if I'm not there as well, I will have some people, the coach, female coach, because I'm not there. I have bigger responsibilities. But I want to do the structure to be firm so that some people can come in. I'm a family woman now. I have a son, I have a husband to take care of, which is my responsibility. But what makes it easier is if you have someone who understands you, because they say marriage is mutual understanding, and which I have a very caring, understanding husband. I will always thank my husband because he's always support me. Any women's support knows that. Coach Matar always support women's support. When it comes to technical side, which he is very good. When it comes to administration side, we have the background up to PhD level. He will advise. When it comes to experience as well. So the family life is tough as well. It's very tough. Because at times you can see, I have to wake up early morning, take care of my boy, feed him. At times you be at office, your breast will swallow with milk. You know that he needs you. You feel it as a mother. But you have to sacrifice for certain things. That's, But I have a husband who always support me. I leave him with the boy here for how many hours? I will come, he will be healthy, he will be good, he will be eating. But at times, they will mess the whole place. And which I have to pack. I'll be coming very stressed. Maybe at times at work, it will be very hectic. I have to pack. I have to clean the boy. I have to make sure my husband has to eat. Or at times he will say, I'm fine. Sainey, I'm okay, I have eaten. I make something for myself. But it's so nice as well, you as a woman, you feel like your husband has to eat your food that you prepared. But I make up to it because I know the food he likes. He loves food. So I'll make nice food for him and he'll be eating it. And then he'll be happy. And then doing something that will convince, that will motivate him. Because if you'd like to be like aggressive or something, at times it will be tough. He will say, Sainey, I'm going out there. Today I don't know what you do before I'm going out. So I have to go and deposit it to my mom. Because my mom lives very far. So I have to wake up early morning to go. It's very tough for me. But at times, yes, you might have a children who will say, I don't love football. But for him, he has to love football. It's a yes question. Because my house here, support sport 24/7. The father loves football. It's the passion. The mother likewise. Even the grandmother loves football. Both grandmothers, they love football. They support football. They watch football with us. They advise us in football. So I see no reason why the boy don't love football. And he will play in the World Cup, inshallah. I will go to Anfield, watch him playing. Because he's coming from a background that loves football. I make sure the career is well secured. Yes, but at times, what they always say, if you have both male and female inside the house, husband and wife, someone must sacrifice. And the woman have to sacrifice. And which I accept. But at times it's tough because I always have problems when you say, look, I know you love your passion. But myself did that in my heart. I know I have to sacrifice that. Because he's a man. He have to go. Because we have the same career that we are following in football. And we have the same passion. But anyway, we are seeing how we will be flexible with our timetable, with our activities. Yeah, I want to see my Academy 5 play in the national team, in the U17, U20, and the senior, because that's my aims and objective. That's what I want, because those guys have to learn the basics. That's the grassroots. They have to learn they have to master the basics. If you go to the national team, nobody will teach you how to break and pass. Maybe under 17 still you are in a stage that you need to learn more, because still now you are under. But when it comes to U20, you are building your career to be professional. Even some a 17 level, some can be very lucky to be professionals. But in U20, you have to. And it's helping me because I have a very good technician coach. A tactician coach. Because I was learn. At time we always debate here, we say, Sainey, you think you know? You don't learn quarter yet. Even that day we had debated something. Say, do you know? And then later when I sat down, I said, yeah, he's right. But also it's good at times you have challenges and to test yourself. And I think it would be good for him to say, look, in football, he said it, there's no right, there's no wrong. What do you think I'm right? I might be wrong. What do you think she's wrong? She might be right. So there's no right, there's no wrong. That's the quote I always take from him. In his voice. He always tell me that. Like someone, a young person will come and say, demonstrate this. And then which you can learn. Football, you learn every day. When it comes to administration, when it comes to in the pitch, you learn every day. Because at the administration side, you face challenges. You have to be working quick. You have to think. Like us, we are administrators, we are technical people. You have to think, what can you do to see this have to work? A tactician, you have to think how the team can win and how I can build my team. So it's something that's why we say we collective responsibility. These are the 4 key things. The administrators, the referees, the medic, and the coaches side. So these are the things. So my academy, I want to see a very strong academy in Abuko, where you can see divisional team we come and take, because that's what we are doing. We want to do development, and development have to start with the grass. So even at the house, your own kid have to start with the grass, with the basic things, how you can eat, how you can clean yourself. Those are things that in football also we have that. So that's the grassroots basic. Yeah, my message to the world is going out to the women. Those who believe themselves, those who think they can change the narrative, those who never give up. That's the slogan. In my slogan in Wolof, despite any obstacles, then you're Dembeje. Meaning any obstacles come on our way, we will go up to the last dot. So I like to encourage all women in the world who are keep pushing, who are keep changing things. And I know it's difficult, especially if you are having the passion, you're having the talent. You might face it very difficult. Not only my field, but in different fields. And also, let's support. The most important thing in life is to believe in yourself. So this is my message to all women. Keep believing in yourself. And we always change the narratives. And I always say this, and I'll close this, thanking my mother, thanking my husband, thanking the president of the GFF. He's always supporting me. Those are the backbone pillars, my twin sister, my family, and the executive as well, and women who are around me, because I cannot do it alone. I have a support system, I have a team. And then always encouraging parents to leave their child, to leave their goals in football.